And we are back. Nimrandir coming back for some more Mass Effect Legendary Edition. We are getting ready to go meet the Citadel Council. I just kind of love that this fountain, like, frames the, frames Commander Shepard as, like, almost like like he's got his own pyrotechnics. Hydrotechnics, if you will. In our last video, I actually forgot exactly how far we have to walk to get up to the council chamber. In my head, I had it as, a very quick trip up there. Like, it was literally that stairwell. So...
No, I'm waiting to speak with one of the councilor's assistants.
I love this guy. So...
Commander?
We'll talk a little bit more with Rear Admiral Kahoku later, but for now, we're just going to kind of leave him be and go ahead and see what Captain Anderson has to say.
The hearing's already started. Come on.
Sure thing. We're on it. In our armor, with our guns.
The Geth attack is a matter of some concern, but there is nothing to indicate Saren was involved in any way.
The investigation by Citadel Security turned up no evidence to support your charge of treason.
An eyewitness saw him kill Nihilus in cold blood.
We've read the Eden Prime reports, Ambassador. The testimony of one traumatized dock worker is hardly compelling proof.
I resent these accusations. Nihilus was a fellow Spectre and a friend.
That just let you catch him off guard.
Captain Anderson, you always seem to be involved when humanity makes false charges against me. And this must be your protege, Commander Shepard, the one who let the beacon get destroyed.
I mean, I could say that was you, not me, but, technically it was Ashley? So, we're just gonna go with this.
The mission to Eden Prime was top secret. The only way you could know about the beacon was if you were there.
With Nihilus gone, his files passed on to me. I read the Eden Prime report. I was unimpressed. But what can you expect from a human?
So, a bit of an elitist there, but...
Saren despises humanity. That's why he attacked Eden Prime.
Your species needs to learn its place, Shepard. You're not ready to join the Council. You're not even ready to join the Spectres. He has no right to say that. That's not his decision.
Shepard's admission into the Spectres is not the purpose of this meeting.
This meeting has no purpose. The humans are wasting your time, Counselor, and mine.
Yeah, of the options here, quit protecting him, arrogance, we'll go with this.
You can't hide behind the Council forever.
There is still one outstanding issue. Commander Shepard's vision. It may have been triggered by the beacon.
Oh,
Are
please.
we allowing dreams into evidence now? How can I defend my innocence against this kind of testimony?
I agree. Our judgment must be based on facts and evidence, not wild imaginings and reckless speculation.
Do you have anything else to add, Commander Shepard?
Yeah, I've always thought this bit is kind of like, I get where the Council's coming from. I mean, maybe we're supposed to be, we're supposed to have some indignance because, we saw what happened, like, as players. But, but from their perspective, one slacker dock worker saying he saw Saren shoot somebody is kind of the extent of our, evidence. So, we'll go with that.
You've made your decision. I won't waste my breath.
The Council has found no evidence of any connection between Saren and the Geth. Ambassador, your petition to have him disbarred from the Spectres is denied.
I'm glad to see justice was served.
This meeting is adjourned.
You feel a bit bad for Udina here, but I just kind of liked how the camera hangs on him of all people, but we just leave.
It was a mistake bringing you into that hearing, Captain. You and Saren have too much history. It made the Council question our motives.
I know Saren. He's working with the Geth for one reason. To exterminate the entire human race. Every colony we have is at risk. Every world we control is in danger. Even Earth isn't safe.
Yeah, they said, he's really kind of, stretching at this point, and Udina really has a point there that, yeah, bringing in somebody with whom Saren had a history was probably a bad call. Yeah, let's do this.
Tell me about this history between you and Saren.
I worked with him on a mission a long time ago. Things went bad. Real bad. We shouldn't talk about this here. But I know what he's like. And he has to be stopped.
Yeah, pay no attention to those hand animations on Anderson's part. He almost kind of looked like, you know, like a henchman from a monster movie or something. But anyway.
What's our next step?
As a Spectre, he's virtually untouchable. We need to find some way to expose him.
What about Garrus, that CSEC investigator? We saw him arguing with the Executor.
That's right. He was asking for more time to finish his report. Seems like he was close to finding something on Saren.
Yeah, sure. That sounds promising. Plus, he has a wicked cool visor.
Any idea where we could find him?
I have a contact in CSEC who can help us track Garrus down. His name is Harkin.
Forget it. They suspended Harkin last month, drinking on the job. I won't waste my time with that loser.
You won't have to. I don't want the Council using your past history with Saren as an excuse to ignore anything we turn up. Shepard will handle this.
Yeah, I mean, the captain does deserve better. 2, Udina's right. I mean, ¿por qué no los dos? But anyway.
You can't just cut Captain Anderson out of this investigation.
The ambassador's right. I need to step aside.
I need to take care of some business. Captain, meet me in my office later.
We have to talk about how my computers have been hacked.
Harkin's probably getting drunk at Cora's Den. It's a dingy little club in the lower section of the...
Captain Anderson, you cut off the lower section of the... I didn't do that. I did nothing.
Maybe there's another way to find evidence against Saren.
You should talk to Barla Vaughn over in the financial district. Rumor has it he's an agent for the Shadow Broker.
The Shadow Broker?
An information dealer. Buys and sells secrets to the highest bidder. I've heard Barla Vaughn's one of the top representatives. He might know something about Saren, but his information won't come cheap.
Okay, wow, we got a lot of chatting here. Okay, so let's find out about this Harkin guy.
You don't think much of Harkin.
The guy joined CSEC about 20 years ago. He's been an embarrassment to our species ever since. Roughing up suspects in custody, bribery accusations, alcohol and drug use. The embassy used to step in when he got in trouble. But I guess enough was enough.
I mean, he sounds like a jerk.
The guy's a scumbag. He should have been cut loose a long time ago.
He was one of the first human CSEC officers. Guess it would have looked bad if he got fired. A lot of backroom deals were worked out over the years to keep him on the force. Politics is a dirty business sometimes, but it looks like his time's run out. We've got enough humans in CSEC now to stop protecting him.
Okay, yeah, no, I'm okay with them abandoning him. We're gonna meet Harkin eventually, and yeah, no, he's totally abandonable.
Our ambassador doesn't seem to get along with the Council.
He's just frustrated. The Council's always preaching that we need to be part of the galactic community. But for them, it's a one-way street. They want us to expand and settle unstable regions like the Skillian Verge and the Attican Traverse. But when we run into trouble, they don't want to help us out. Everyone knows it's only a matter of time until we get a seat on the Council. The ambassador just thinks it should happen sooner rather than later. And I agree.
Again, there is a case for this, but yeah, sure, we'll take the Paragon route because we need some blue juice.
Maybe they'd let us join the Council if we were more willing to cooperate with the other species.
Of course they would. If we did everything they told us to, they'd love to have us on the Council. But it wouldn't be much of a deal for us. I understand their side. They don't want us dominating the Council. It's founded on cooperation and alliances. But we have to look out for our own interests, too.
Let's see here. We talked about Harkin, the ambassador. Yeah, let's ask about this Barla Vaughn guy.
Tell me about Barla Vaughn.
He specializes in moving large sums of money without leaving a paper trail. A financial genius. Doesn't do anything illegal, but he knows all the loopholes. He's got an impressive client list. Ambassadors, diplomats, specters. That's probably why the Shadow Broker uses him.
Tell me more about the Shadow Broker.
He's a necessary evil of galactic politics. Buying and selling information is a part of the game, and the Shadow Broker just happens to be the best player on the field. Always sells to the highest bidder. Doesn't get involved in politics, doesn't pick sides. A simple system, but it works. He's not a threat to anyone, not directly. He's just a resource we can use, or she is. Or maybe they are. Nobody really knows.
Okay. So, yeah. I did appreciate that Ashley, who would probably, of the people, like I said, would have had less of a reason than Shepard. They used Ashley as the fish out of water character for the, what the heck is the Shadow Broker? It makes sense that Shepard, a little higher up the command chain, might have heard the name before. But then just asks for more information. That checks out. I like the effort there.
I want to know more about the Spectres.
They're not your typical government agency. They tend to work alone, behind the scenes. They take care of problems the Council can't. It's not easy preserving peace across an entire galaxy. The Council prefers to use diplomacy and negotiation. But sometimes more extreme measures are needed.
Wow. Yeah, so let's go. I forgot how much stuff there is to find out about the Spectres.
What's their command structure like?
There is no command structure. Each Spectre answers directly to the Council. Sometimes they're sent on specific missions. Other times, they act on their own. They tend to operate outside the law, do whatever it takes to accomplish their goals. The Council just turns a blind eye. Spectres have a lot of power, Shepard.
How do they decide who becomes a Spectre?
You can't just apply to join. There's no training program. Spectres aren't made. They're born. The Council's always looking for exceptional individuals. People who can get the job done, like you. They've been watching you for years. They see something in you. They want you on their side. Nihilus was supposed to give them a final recommendation, but with him gone, things are still up in the air.
So I'm noticing, I don't know if this is going to come through in the video, but the sound mixing is strangely like all over the place. Like, I'm kind of surprised that as part of the remaster they didn't smooth this out. Maybe it's just because of the headphones I'm using, but I don't think quality is an issue there. I didn't notice it with other stuff. But it's like Shepard is talking in like one tone, and then it sounds like Anderson is coming from like 20 feet away from him, but then all of a sudden he's right back. It's kind of wild. Anyway.
What happens when a Spectre goes rogue? Like Saren?
It doesn't happen often. The Council is careful when they select their candidates. But when something does go wrong, there's usually only one solution. Send another Spectre to bring the rogue agent down.
That is Spectre Justice. Okay, sorry. Rip Jenkins.
They sound like shadow operatives.
Everything about them is classified. We don't even know how many there are. The latest Alliance estimate puts their numbers under 100. But the Council couldn't do its job without them. They're the Citadel's top agents, the last line of defense, the final option before open war. The entire galaxy respects and fears them. If a Spectre shows up, you know something big is about to happen.
Okay, so we've asked all of these. I think we've covered everything in here now, so... Technically, there's the bit about, Anderson's history with Saren, but it feels really strange to press him more on that when he said we shouldn't talk about this here, and we're still here. So, I'm going to play good, subordinate officer and just bail from here. I should go.
I should go.
See?
Good luck, Shepard. I'll be over in the ambassador's office if you need anything else.
Bing. All that for a 12 XP codex entry. Oh well. Alright. I mean, I love lore, so yeah, no, I'm totally fine with it. So,
That guy's up to something.
this guy is
What
up
guy?
to something.
The one over by the Keeper.
The one with a reticle on him. We'll talk to him in a second, then go back over to Rear Admiral Kahoku, but let's see here.
What? Oh, no, I wasn't. Never mind. Yes, is there something you want?
Are you following the Keepers?
Why are you so interested in the Keepers?
Keepers? I've got no interest in the
Don't get coy. I know what I saw.
I'm not so sure I should be talking to you about this.
Why not?
We're just talking. Is there something wrong with that?
No. I guess it wouldn't hurt to tell you. I'm using a small scanner to gather readings on the Keepers. So far I've had mixed results. I find it difficult to get near the creatures.
Why are you hiding that?
Why were you being so secretive about it, though?
Well, technically we're not supposed to disturb the Keepers. I don't really think my scanning disturbs them, but the authorities might disagree. I'd like to do it more openly, but it's not really worth getting arrested over.
Again, I love this world, and the attention they've taken, the attention they've put into a lot of stuff, but I can't help but notice right here, Chorban is trying to do this secretly, and he's like, what, maybe 50 feet from the council chamber, crouched down in the middle of a plaza next to a keeper. Sure. What's wrong with science?
I could help you out. I'm not worried about the authorities.
I don't even know who you are.
I'm Commander Shepard, with the Alliance military.
Well, I suppose I could use the help. You'll need this. It's the scanning device I developed. Activate it each time you see a keeper. All collected data will automatically upload to my database. I'll even send a few credits your way for each unique scan.
I mean, we've agreed to do it. Maybe we should ask now. That makes sense.
What are you doing with the data once you've scanned it?
Trying to learn whatever I can about the keepers. We see them working everywhere, yet we know so little about them. I'm a scientist. I want to know what makes them tick.
He's a scientist. He's also a salarian. They want to know all of the things. So, yeah.
I should get going then.
Yes, I have much work myself. So long, and good luck with the scanning.
Alright, so, well, we're right here next to a keeper. Let's go ahead and scan a keeper. Keeper scan has been uploaded to the database. Fantastic. Alright. Kahoku say, I don't think Kahoku will talk to us yet.
No, I just want to ask a couple of questions.
Yeah, you can tell he's getting stonewalled by a terminal, but...
Commander?
Yeah. He does, hey, look, I see a leg over there. Guess what that leg belongs to? Yep, it's Keeper, sure enough. Scan the Keeper. We're helping Shorban out with Keepers. We're making friends, influencing people.
I haven't spoken to him before. This is the first time I've requested an audience.
I feel so bad for Admiral Kahoku. It's kind of like, he's getting the "your call is important to us," kind of treatment from, like, the government. Let's get over. I love the thought of Shepard just, like, high-stepping it. So, anyway. So we've gotten 3 keepers scanned, and the side quest, as you say, our assignment bar in the main tab will track how many we've scanned. As memory serves, I think there's one more in here somewhere in this part of the map. There's a rapid transit thing if we just want to warp down. Yes!
Don't be ridiculous. The Volus won't be joining the Council for years.
I'm not so sure. The humans are making a strong push, and you can bet the Volus will be right on their coattails if they succeed.
Allowing the humans to join us is a sound strategic move. But the Volus? No. The Hanar are likely to be next, then the Elcor.
You may be right, though the Hanar need to lighten up a bit first.
You just don't like them because you have trouble understanding them.
Yeah, I mean, this can all be true, but yeah, I do think it's funny. I'm not sure why the Hanar would come next, if that, like, joining the military is the thing keeping out the Volus. We'll see. We haven't met a Hanar yet, but I think you'll understand why when you see one. Alright, so I've got all of my keepers from this chunk of the map. I tackled Ashley as I was trying to get back down. And at this stage of the game, we've technically got some choices ahead of us. So there's a bit of a minor branch in the plot at this stage. So if we go look at our journal, I promise I'm not going to get drowned in the codex. You can see, so 4 of the 20 different keepers we can scan. I'm going to try to catch on camera every one of them that I find, so that way you can sort of use videos as a bit of a high-speed tracking run if you're having a hard time keeping up with them. Maybe I should have been, like, pausing to show you where they are on the map, but anyway. So there are 4 of them here in the actual, council chambers. But, there we go, yeah. So if we go over to the mission section, at this point, our big objective is, to prove that, Saren has gone rogue. So we have 2 leads on this. We can go talk to Garrus, who was investigating, who's investigating him on behalf of CSEC, basically, Citadel Police. And the Shadow Broker, this guy named Barlavon, who, can potentially give us information about Saren. Not to spoil things too much, but each of these routes ends up leading us to a party member. And once we've picked up the party member, we can basically just kind of go get the other one without actually pursuing the other lead. It's kind of wild. Like, it sort of short-circuits part of the running around the Citadel bit of the plot. But anyway, so rather than taking the fast transit, we're gonna sprint our way into this elevator here. Let's see. Come on, there we go. Because I like the elevators. It's weird. The elevators I could get were kind of oppressive in the original game, but I love little side conversations and the texture pop in. That's great.
I can't believe the Council ignored all the evidence against Saren.
Saren's one of their best operatives. It's only natural they take his word over ours.
Oh, so now we just chase leads while this smug Turian runs around with his Geth troopers.
That's politics, Chief.
I hate politics.
Like that it gives you the option to, it pops up the press X to skip. It's like, those are the best parts. That's the best reason for these elevators. Is you get these little chats, and that's about the only place they show up in this game.
Look at that bug thing over there. What's it doing?
Ashley, that is...
Do not disturb the keepers.
Ashley, that was really unfortunate. I mean, we just, like, had a conversation with a guy who's scanning the keepers, and you identified the keeper as this bug thing. We will go ahead and scan it. I thought that she told you not to bother the keepers every
Please
time.
do not disturb the keepers.
There we go. So, in case anybody's wanting to see on the map, here we are, right next to Avina. There's a keeper right there. So, yeah. We'll see if we can find the others. But I want to talk to Avina about something related here. So, the little Avina stations have different stuff that they say depending on where you are on the Citadel. So,
Welcome to Presidium Tourism Terminal 2. You are standing near the base of the Citadel Tower, one of the Presidium's most recognizable and important structures. Behind me is the spectacular Relay Monument, a scale model representation of a Prothean mass relay. To your left is one of the Keepers, the enigmatic caretakers of the Citadel, working on a control panel. You may see Keepers involved in various tasks throughout all levels of the Citadel. We ask that you do not interfere with them in any way. The Keepers are essential to the smooth operation of the Citadel. Obstructing their daily work will result in harsh penalties, including incarceration and rehabilitation.
okay, so yeah, let's talk about the Relay Monument. This is the reason I like this. So,
Tell me about the Relay Monument.
Discovered by the Asari who first arrived at the Citadel, the Relay Monument is one of the station's most interesting and controversial features. What is the meaning behind this striking piece of art? Is it a tribute to Prothean vanity? A reminder of their conquest of the galaxy through mass relay technology? Or perhaps it is a symbol of unity, a Prothean acknowledgement that the relays would eventually lead other species here to the Citadel. No one can say for sure, making the Relay Monument a favorite topic of discussion among academics and scholars.
kind of cool. Like I said, also, for some reason, this mass relay is vertical instead of, you know, kind of... I guess vertical versus horizontal out in space is going to be highly relative, but the way we're shown it in the pictures, I mean, it looks like it's going to launch something upward, right? Anyway.
I'd like to know more about the Keepers.
Little is known about these peaceful servants of the Citadel, though they are essential to the operation and maintenance of the entire station. Citadel regulations protect the Keepers against interference during the performance of their tasks. Failure to comply will result in harsh penalties. Keepers can be seen in all sections of the Citadel, but are typically found in and around the tower.
Yeah, that's a good question. Why here at the tower?
Any particular reason there are so many Keepers in this area?
The Keepers do not communicate with other species. It is assumed, however, that the tower houses the Citadel's primary control systems. Many of the station's systems, such as navigation and life support, function automatically. It is believed the Keepers operate those systems from inside the tower's inaccessible core. The Keepers also make frequent appearances in the council chamber itself, though they appear to be just passing through on their way to some other destination.
This is one of those instances where sometimes I think the world building kind of feels strange. So we've just been in, we just ended up finding out from this that we're using the Citadel, but we don't really understand the Citadel, which is a thing that's kind of interesting, right? I mean, it has some like parallels to, you know, human history. You know, if you want to go look up, you know, like say the Radium Girls or, you know, anything along those lines. Yeah, using things we don't understand, it doesn't have the best track record, right? Right? Anyway.
Tell me about the Citadel Tower.
Housing both the council chambers and Citadel control, the tower is one of the most important buildings on the station. Access to these areas is restricted to those with the appropriate clearance.
Which apparently we have.
I'd like to hear more about the Council chambers.
I mean, I was just there.
The business of the Council, which often has far-reaching effects on the galactic community, is conducted in a room at the apex of the Citadel Tower. The Council chambers themselves are truly a magnificent sight to behold, though few get to experience the view in person. Typically, only the councilors, ambassadors, and high-ranking officials, along with various support staff, are allowed access.
Sure.
I've been inside the Council chambers.
Only a handful of visitors to the Citadel are ever granted that privilege. I would be jealous, but that is outside the scope of my programming.
Yeah, so we'll just leave that be. Alright, cool. So, I guess we could ask her, sure.
Tell me about the Citadel Tower.
We'll see if we can...
Housing both the Council chambers and Citadel control, the tower is one of the most important... Access to these areas is restricted to those
just because I wanted to get the Citadel control bit, so we heard that already.
What happens in Citadel control?
Citadel control handles all incoming and outbound transit. Every ship within 2,000 kilometers of the Citadel is under the jurisdiction of Citadel control. At peak capacity, they are responsible for monitoring upwards of 1,000 vessels.
Okay, well, I think we've covered everything now. That's all 3 of the things, right? So, bye.
That's all for now.
I should go.
Thank you for using Avina. Have a pleasant day.
Alright, so we're sitting at about 25 minutes of playtime, and I don't think I've got... Oh, hang on, wait. I see a keeper. We'll go grab another keeper. You can also kind of see right in front of me. See that pink thing? That's a Hanar. They're going to join the Council before the Volus. They are more capable of contributing to the military than the Volus. I leave that to you to work out.
I've told you before, you're not allowed in here.
Huh?
This one believes it has the right to move freely through this area. You're creating a public disturbance. It's against Citadel regulations.
This one is unsure why the other would not wish word of the enkindlers to be spread.
So, we've got a thing to investigate, but we'll hold off on that. It's going to take a bit. We also have a rapid transit thing right here. What all's open to us before I investigate that keeper? So, in the Presidium, we can now go to the embassies in the Citadel Tower. That's not super duper useful. In the wards, we have a fast travel to Korra's Den. Like, literally the game will just, like, warp us to the entryway to the place where we can find Harkin. I don't think we're going to take advantage of it, but, you know. Alright, so let's not do that just yet. Don't want to warp anywhere yet, because we have ourselves a keeper. Scan the keeper. Please do not disturb the keepers. I promise I didn't. He's tapping that panel just as effectively now as he was before. So yeah, before we go down, I think I'm actually going to follow the stairs. I'm taking the scenic route. The fast travel, when you've been at this for a while and you don't want a bunch of codex entries and lore, is probably the better choice. But, we're going to stop in this cluster of people and see if we can find out about the CSEC officer and this, preaching Hanar before we, dive in. Because, you know, the fate of the galaxy, our species, whatever. There's, like, talking to do and stuff. So, once again, thanks for watching. Feel free to check out the rest of the Nimrandir Plays Mass Effect series to see what's brought Commander Alan Shepard and his crew to this point here on the hub of galactic government. We will catch you next time.